Hello, Spencer County High School, and welcome back to the Digital Den. We have Mr. Phillips with us this morning to run down all things SCHS. Winter weather is officially here. We have already had a snow day, but students need to be prepared for NTI days as well.
For sure. So first of all, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. You know, we had a long week last week, which was nice. So, but yeah, we welcome back, and it's been rare. We had December 2nd was our first snow day, so I know that's really early, and I feel like we've got a lot of cold weather that's sunk in, so I'm worried about the winter. But please keep in mind, there's two different types of snow days, right? Like you just said. So if we're canceled and have a traditional snow day, that means kids don't do anything. They stay at home. We add that on to the calendar at the end of the year. If it's designated as an NTI day, we have an NTI schedule that's put out there that we really pushed hard last week to make sure that students and parents are aware that we're going to have kids log in and see their teachers, you know, every 10 minutes or so. So we just want our teachers to be able to put eyes on kids and make sure they know what they're supposed to be working on, because that is a day of learning. Kids are supposed to be logged in and working. So that can be a little bit confusing, so I wanted to clear that up. So just pay attention when that comes out. You know, if it's canceled, it's just to go out, throw some snowballs and build some snowmen and have some fun. And if it's an NTI day, make sure you get your computer charged and you're logged in and ready to do a little bit of work. So, but yeah, December 2nd is awfully early.
Absolutely. So winter CERT testing for the underclassmen just wrapped up. Tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, for sure. So we do CERT testing 3 times a year. It's based off the SAT now. It mirrors what the SAT is going to look like since the state changed that. So that's a way for us to kind of track growth for you all, for students. You know, we take it early on in the year in August, and then we'll take it around winter, in the middle of the school year, and then we try to take it towards April, you know, and just kind of gauge and see how we grow over a year's time. So and right now it's as important to see that SAT, what that looks like, right? Like that's a really important piece of that right now. So yeah, we just did that school-wide yesterday morning. We were supposed to do it on our snow day, but we had to move it back a day, so we did it on Wednesday, and kind of shuts our building down for a couple hours in the morning, but that's okay. You know, like I said, it gives us a chance to kind of gauge and prepare. It helps us prepare students. We have some programs in place that once we complete that test, kids can log in and work on some areas where they have deficiencies or where they struggle a little bit. So it's good. It kind of screws with one day there, messes with our schedule a little bit, but it's worth it. So.
Yes, absolutely. School-wide dodgeball is finally ramping up. This is always a fun time for the whole school. Tell us more details.
Yeah, for sure. So like we start today, I think our junior class is going to start during advisory today. So in our advisory period, usually right here around Christmas time, we try to do a little competition just to kind of break up, right? We've been in school for a while, so it just gives us a little bit of a break, you know. So we'll do it, and we'll have grade levels compete against each other here in a couple of weeks as we wrap up towards Christmas. But make sure, students, if you're watching this, there's sign-ups in our Google Classroom. If you want to participate and play and represent your grade level, we encourage everybody to play. We don't go pick kids or anything like that. If you want to get involved, we'd love to have you out there, and we'll be starting our first one here in an hour or so. So excited for that.
Absolutely, that sounds so fun.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you would like to mention?
Yeah, so we got finals week coming up. You know, that final schedule's been pushed out. I will continue to push that out. It'll be on my newsletter this week. So parents, if you listen to this, check that out. So it'll be the last, those 3 days before we go into winter break, which we're going to be off for a couple weeks when that hits. So a little bit different schedule there for 3 days because we're a semester school now. We changed that last year. So this final, like whatever grade you get here in the fall, that goes on your transcript. So that's really important. It's not a year-long course now. So make sure you're ready for those. One thing I wanted to talk about was our test scores.
Absolutely.
The state released our test scores a couple weeks ago, which I've had them for a while, but which we had to kind of stand pat on them, and we couldn't say anything until the state released them. But they released them in the middle of November, and for the first time ever, the Spencer County High Schools were deemed a blue high school, which is high as you can score. Our growth has been, it's crazy to see how much you all have grown in math and reading, science, social studies, writing. We get tested in all those areas. Spencer County School District as a whole scored amazing, from third grade all the way up through high school. So a really exciting time. We ordered a huge banner. It's hanging out front now. I want to celebrate it, right? Because that's a huge thing for our kids in our community. It's like I told our staff, like it's, sometimes in high school it can be like you don't want to be deemed as smart, like, right? But it's okay to be smart. It's okay to come in here and do what you do and to make sure that you're kind of pushing yourself when it comes to academics. So that's something that we are really proud of. I think we're ranked the top 15% of high schools in the state of Kentucky, which is absolutely amazing. You know, I think we're the 35th ranked high school out of about 230, 200, a little over 230.
Wow.
So I think last year we were like 108. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, what a huge,
Big jump right there.
That's a huge jump. So, and that's just kudos to our kids, to our teachers, and the lesson plans and the teaching, and that, you know, it's just an everyday grind. You show up and do those things every day, and those test results take care of themselves. That's kind of what we preach here. So. Just really, really proud of our kids. We're going to continue to celebrate. We got some fun things coming up before we get out of here for Christmas break. But just really excited, and it's pretty cool. I've had some calls from some other high schools wanting to know what we're doing and if they can come see us. So that's always exciting when other people want to come and, you know, they want to see what we're doing. They want to model what we're doing for their kids. So that's always exciting. So once again, just thanks to our kids, to our parents, making sure kids are prepared and they, you know, they're engaged and they take those tests serious. That's a huge, huge thing for us. So I know that can be difficult because you don't get a true grade for it when you take it. You know, we hear that a lot from kids, but our kids really buckle in and they give us some effort because it's more about representing your county and your school, and we kind of have some pride with that. So thank you. Good stuff right now for sure going on at Spencer County High School.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us
Yep.
this episode on the Digital Den. And do not forget to like and subscribe. Have a great week.